What's up, everyone? This is David the Spectre. We are back here with Mass Effect. So, continuing where we're leaving off. We are supposed to be on our way to go and rescue Dr. T'Soni on... I forget the name of the planet we're going to. By the way, that's what we're supposed to be doing first. But before we take off, I wanted to get a chance to chat up with squad mates and get to know our crew here. Let's start with Caden over here.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
Okay, so he's got nothing
We'll talk
interesting to say.
another time.
Moving on.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander.
Anytime,
I knew working with a
Garrus.
Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC,
Yeah, that'd be the life.
the damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
Let's go with I
So
see.
you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, that's life in the public sector, Garrus.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
I'd say I don't want to... Okay, as much... I agree with Garrus. I really want to pick that option, but trying to get full Paragon options, so just to be on the safe side.
Endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to... I understand, Commander.
Commander?
Okay,
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit?
Yes, sir.
Eden Prime was
If I'd
ages
been
ago
overlooked,
at this
we
point.
wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
Sir, they have flashlight heads. I'll make sure it doesn't happen
Good
again.
point.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard.
It is.
What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask
The end.
Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan lived for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I'm sensing a little bit of bitterness there,
I
Rex.
heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
You guys are
So
still
your
around.
people were infected with a genetic mutation. An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth. And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
See, it makes a really good point, Shepard. That was an insensitive thing to say
I don't
earlier.
expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. and most of us never
Rex
go back.
is very similar to Canderous in many ways. From again another comparison to Knights of the Old Republic, but yeah, just the kind of Mandalorian mercenary approach to things, where they're traditionally warriors, and there's no war going on, so they go out to live as mercenaries and the like.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan?
That'd be a sight to see.
You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long,
Okay,
Rex.
well, that was depressing enough. Alright,
Sure.
off we go talk to Tali.
Hey, Commander.
While we're here, we're
remember
gonna
that
talk to the
Quarian
engineer.
Tali? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she
That's our girl,
Give her a
Tali.
month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd
She
be a real
is the
asset to the
best.
team.
You got an eye for talent, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Maybe it was. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into the details of the ship.
Carry on, Adams.
Bottom line is that it's really, really quiet.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard.
Second
I've
person
never
to say
seen
that.
a drive core
It
like
is.
this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced
quite the
vessels in
upgrade.
Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Okay, let's
Tell me about your
learn a
people.
little bit more about
Our
the
lives aren't easy.
Quarians.
Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births.
Get to the baby
Conclave
making.
hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
Okay, I don't think we need to know much more about the fleet.
Like what?
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Well, we don't know that much, so let's find out.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal.
Hooray for loopholes!
The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherent...
Okay, neural network, I mean, that's kind of, you should be able to figure that out from what she said.
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
It just wants to live.
Engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Yeah, you really can't blame them for that.
For fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began.
Or, you know, teach them how to function in a civilized galaxy.
Incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exiles searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
Okay, I think that's enough to know about. Yeah, so, in a nutshell, Quarians really screwed themselves over. And the Geth are not entirely at fault there. I mean, they just wanted to live, and the Quarians are like, nope. So, alright, let's get moving. The first planet. On our way to check out an anomaly. Hello. Oh, he's a big boy. Look over there. That there's a Thresher Maw. He's hungry! He's hungry! Well, that happened. Did he just one-shot me? Why did he one-shot me? Like, come on. That's ridiculous. Okay, back to go and check out our little anomaly here. Okay, round 2, big boy. Did your mama ever teach you it's rude to spit at people? Are you kidding me? Oh, that is ridiculous. How was I supposed to know he was going to come up right there? I mean, come on. Ugh. I swear, Thresher mods don't normally give me this many problems. This is ridiculous. I swear, this never happens. Okay, round 3. Really? Really, Tali? What does it smell like? Smell like rancid spit? Okay, sorry about that, Tali. Get up. Yeah, so the reason I got out there is because there's somewhat of XP, like, I don't know, they limit the amount of XP you can gain while you're in the Mako. Like, it reduces by a certain percent or whatever, so the amount of experience you could get from big kills, like Thresher Moths and bosses in general, is somewhat diluted by the fact that you're in the Mako. So just a good idea to try and safely get out of the Mako and just finish off a big kill like that.
Looks like nobody's home.
Knock knock. Well, let's just assume they're not coming back and raid all their stuff.
According to these data logs, the survey team unearthed some kind of alien technology.
Could be answers at the excavation site.
Anybody home? Oh, a lot of people are home. Oh, house party!
I've lost shields!
Sorry, Tali. At least we have a nice little kill zone here. Nobody told me Mass Effect 1 was supposed to be a zombie simulator game. So nice of them to just form up in a nice little orderly line for me to kill. That guy went flying. Okay, that's all. No, I need to get to that beacon. No, now I have to find a way to climb back up. I'm not even entirely sure why we're here. It was just a building that happened to be on one of the planets that we can go to, and I think Helena Blake suggested we go here. I could be wrong, but I have the feeling that's why we're here. Could be totally wrong, and I could just be pulling that out of my ass, but think that's the only reason we're here. Wait, oh, why did I bind Unity? Oh, crap. Okay, okay. Inch our way in there, inch our way in. Oh, that was close. That was close. I love when you melee them, they go... oh yeah, so this was one of the missions for Elena. I love that when you melee them, the ragdoll physics kick in and they just go flying. It's the best part. Okay, so again, not even sure why we're here. Just an option to board the ship. We just let ourselves in, because that's a thing we can do. You know, just found the ship floating around and thought, hey, that looks like a good ship to board. So we did. Now we're here. Okay, let's see what we're doing.
Intruders! Kill the hostage!
Oh, hostage. Oh, that's okay.
I've lost shields!
Move, Shepard! God damn. Oh, wow, that guy went down. Oh, no, he's still up, he's still up. Wait, is he?
I will destroy you!
Yeah, may have mentioned that twice. Okay. I really need to get some better gear. Okay, Garrus, uppy uppy. We may only have about a minute and a half until these hostages are most likely executed, but hey, let's stop to go and see what loot we can get while we're here.
See how it is? You write letters and everyone ignores you. So how about if I kill Chairman Burns and finish this charade? Please.
No, 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 no.
Help you people.
Let's not do anything we're all going to regret.
Why not? What have we got to lose? Since the chairman here decided that we didn't get reparations, we've got nothing left to live for. But I've changed my mind. Seeing you all, it's
yeah, having a shotgun to the head really makes you change your mind on
chance.
things, doesn't it?
Some L2s are nearly crippled from side effects of the implants.
I should have brought Caden
You
with me
voted
on this
against
mission.
reparations.
Think about this. Burns is the one man who can help you.
Yes, if you release me, I can take another look at the reparations request.
What? We're supposed to trust you? Sure, you promise us freedom and say everything will be fine, but as soon as we surrender, you'll double-cross us.
I'm not promising to let you go. All I'm saying is that Burns will take another look. Right, Burns?
Absolutely. I had no idea that the L2 biotics were this desperate. If I'd known, the reparations will come. For whatever it's worth. I promise that.
His voice sounds a lot like the guy in
right.
Kasumi's loyalty.
I don't want to
mission.
die. Maybe something will happen this time. We surrender.
Thank you, Commander. I thought I was dead when they took me.
In
I'll
fact,
see
I'm
to
pretty
it
much
that the
positive
reparations
they're the same
discussion
voice
is
actor.
reopened. I didn't know they were so desperate.
The 5th Fleet cruiser will be by shortly to pick you and the prisoners up.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the name. I don't remember the name of the guy. He was the one who killed Kechi in Kasumi's loyalty mission, which, spoiler, not really a spoiler. But yeah, I never noticed that. Sounds exactly like him.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Thank you for dealing with the hostage situation, Commander. Chairman Burns was quite impressed by the way you resolved the situation peacefully.
I'm a paragon.
Your
It's
assistance
what
above
I
and
do.
beyond the formal duties has been noted, Commander. 5th Fleet out.
So right now we are looking for Liara's dig site. I can never remember which planet it's on. They kind of just tell you it's in this general system and to go look for it there. So we pretty much have to go through each of these planets one by one until we find it. When I'm going through these planets, I like to go in alphabetical order. Just the easiest way to help me remember where I have been and where I haven't been. And then work my way into the system from be outside. So start from the farthest planet and then gradually work my way into the center. Okay, we found it. Therum is a distant but rich industrial world claimed by the Human Systems Alliance. Its plentiful heavy metals have fueled the recent manufacturing boom on Earth. Core samples rich with the fossils of simple silicon-based organisms indicate Therum was more habitable in the past than it is at present. Perhaps this explains the many protein ruins dotting the surface, most of which have been looted by mining corporations. Alright, so we found the planet we need to get to. Let's get rolling. Let's bring Ashley and Tali with me. Ashley is just my general favorite companion to bring around, just because I'm going to be going with the romance option with her in this playthrough. And Tali is the best when it comes to getting through electronics and basically just scavenging anything. She's the best option to go with. Alright. Well, Mako's so awesome. Okay, let's get moving.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
And conveniently, it's right to be right at the end of all this rather straight path I'm gonna have to go on. Crazy how that works out. And now, as I said before when I was fighting the Thresher Mob, it is a good idea to try and finish the big bosses, these big guys outside the Mako, because it gives you way more experience. Okay. I don't usually waste time on the small ones, on the little guys, just because usually the amount of XP they drop is so minuscule, and even though I'm pretty sure the same ratio of XP that you gain outside the Mako is the same, I just don't think it's always worth it.
This route's a no-go. They have height and cover. Smell trouble.
Okay, so now the trouble is I need to find a way to snipe. Oh, that was cool, those missiles hit each other.
Think we're good, Commander.
Okay, so now I need to try and snipe. There we go. Okay, and now I've done the other one. Okay, it's just about down. Let's finish off with the sniper. While we're also watching for missiles. That was a bad shot. Well, that could have been better. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, thanks for finishing that off, Ashley. Okay, that was close. Alright, and I did not hit any of those shots, and that was all just my companions carrying me for me. Okay, now... I love the physics on the Mako. Alright, now we're going to the side with that last extra turret. Because apparently the Geth decided, we didn't need to barricade the left side. They're never going to be smart enough to just take this very obvious side route where we need to go. Peekaboo! That is a really cool river of fire. Or lake of fire. Or whatever we want to call it. It just looks cool. Okay, now we got the bigger boy. Biggest boy. But, against the Mako, you are nothing. Okay, I was hoping I didn't accidentally actually kill him and I could get out of my Mako and finish him off, but oh well. And I'm not going to waste the ammo. Goodbye. Okay. So from here we have to go on foot. Kinda sucks. What kind of sucks is that after talking with Tali, I kind of feel bad for the Geth because they were just droids that wanted to live, and they decided, nope, go die. And then they're like, well, we choose to work for Saren. So I say, well, guess what? I choose death for you now. I think there's still a sniper somewhere over there. Get Tali back up. Go try and find this guy. This puny rocket is all that's left. Okay. Off to the big boy. quiet. Too quiet. Those guys are creepy. Like Geth frogs. Looks like he just squashed the other two that landed before him. Okay. You two need to get into cover right now. Try and help back up with you guys. Sniper down. Try and finish off these frogs before we run to the big guy. Oh, that was close. Okay, is that everyone? No, wait, there should still be another one of the frog things. There he is. Okay, that clears up our... See, I know that's all of them because now our scanner is cleared up. Okay, so we're gonna take this nice and steady. Be helpful if Tali can slice it. Alright. Then maybe she can also sabotage. See, now it looks like he's just kind of frozen there while Tali's sabotage is active. That's one of the best things about Tali too, is that she's so anti-Geth or just anything machine. Geth is the best at dealing with them. Okay, he's getting ready to fire. Alright, anything on cooldown? Dampening, let's do that. So you getting ready to fire? Okay, just fire. Okay, and then let's overload him again. Keep hitting him with the sniper. Oh, he's actually getting through my shields. Sabotage.
I've lost shields.
Almost got him, almost there. Alright, stupid sniper rifle. Come on, we almost got him. Just a couple more shots. One more, we got him. Come on, get off cooldown. Stop overheating before he recovers. Okay, we got him. Alright, that's all of them. Now to head into the dig site. There's another rocket one. Be careful of those guys. Seriously, their weapons are really overpowered. But they also melt like butter, so it evens out.
Negative contacts, Commander.
We're gonna keep our weapons ready just in case, Tali. See? And then these guys just go down smoothly because Tali's tech abilities just absolutely melt right through them. They're the best. That's why Tali is one of the best ones to always have with you. Oh, good thing it stopped right in front of a ramp, or we would have been screwed.
Hello? Could somebody help me? Please?
Hello. We're here to help.
Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
Are you okay? What happened to you?
Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
Let's just see why you're there.
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that? Geth beyond the veil.
Oh, we can believe it.
I activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier curtains would keep them out. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please.
All right.
We'll find some way to help you.
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here.
Hey, I'm Commander Shepard. We'll find a way.
There's a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
I wonder what the function of this building was. Like, I don't know, it almost looks like just a normal elevator, but it doesn't look like there's anything actually interesting here. Okay. Now, as everybody knows, this is how you operate a mining laser. You press the sides of it until something happens. Actually, I was really lucky. There's 3 lefts in a row. It makes it really easy to bypass. And, as always, our problems are simply solved by firing a laser at something. That's the Imperial way of doing things.
Oh, how did you get in here?
Can't you see from out there? Didn't you see I just activated a massive laser that just melted the ground that I could get in through?
Yes, you're right. I've seen enough of them to last a lifetime. That button should shut down my containment field.
Hold on, Commander. Her mother's working with Saren. Can we trust
Oh, chill out, Ashley.
I am not my mother. I don't know why Benezia joined Saren. I don't want anything to do with that Turian bastard.
If she was with Saren, the Geth wouldn't be trying to kill her.
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator. It should take us out of here. Come on!
We literally just used to get up here.
I still cannot believe all this. Why would the Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
A little bit.
Saren's looking for the conduit. Think fast, Miss Prothean expert.
The conduit? But I don't know...
What the hell was that?
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event. We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
I don't know why, but I
He
think
needs
Shepard
to move
calling
faster.
Joker Mister is just the funniest thing.
Brenda, don't. That would be no fun.
In case you didn't notice, this place is falling apart.
Exhilarating, isn't it? Thanks for getting rid of those energy fields for us. Hand the doctor over.
How about
Whatever it is you want,
no?
you're not getting it from me.
She'll stay with us, thanks.
Not an option. Saren wants her, and he always gets what he wants. Kill him. Spare the Asari if you can. If not, doesn't matter.
Okay, that's cool. Let's deal with these rocket crews ASAP. These Geths, for as squishy as they are still annoying to have around. So, the sooner we deal with them, the better. Okay, now we can focus on... Oh, wait, okay, now we can focus on this area. Okay. Shepard gets winded really easily for somebody who's supposed to be the pinnacle of fitness.
Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
I'll keep that
We
in mind.
almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
Joker pulled our
don't hate
asses
on the
out of there.
Joker.
I think he's earned the right to a few bad jokes.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am
Oh,
grateful
Mass
to
Effect
you.
1, Liara.
You saved
Back
my
when
life
she was
back
so
there,
vanilla.
and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
How old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Only
Wow.
106.
I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours, but among the Asari I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the Protheans.
I feel you,
I've
Liara.
got my own theory on why the Protheans disappeared.
With all due respect, Commander, I have heard every theory out there. The problem is finding evidence to support them. The Protheans left remarkably little behind. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
If the Protheans weren't the first, then who was?
I don't know. There is barely any evidence on the Protheans, even less on those who came before them. I cannot prove my theory, but I know I am right. The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines.
Asked
The
and answered.
Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of. How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions. Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to
The only
transmit
person in this
information
game to say,
directly
"Yep,
into the mind of the user.
I know
Finding
exactly
one
what you
that still
mean."
works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be
What can I
remarkably
say? My mind is
strong-willed,
amazing.
Commander.
Okay, this isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Of course,
Shut
you're
up,
right.
Ashley. She was just telling me how
I'm
great
sorry,
my mind is.
scientific
Thank you very
curiosity
much.
got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
Probably.
And her biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
Good to have you on the team, Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate? Or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Protheans' true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
We can talk again after you've seen the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Fine, even though I don't really want to talk to
Setting
them.
up the link now, Commander.
We've received your
God,
report,
you
Commander.
three are
I
useless.
understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
Yep, we threw her behind the doctor.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
Yep.
The Geth were crawling all over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
Of course, Commander. The mission must always take priority.
Good luck, Commander. Remember, we are all counting on you.
Okay. So, I'm getting ready to wind down for this one. We accomplished what we wanted to set out to accomplish here. We got back Liara, and now our roster's complete. We have all, is it six companions here? Yeah, I think so. 6 sounds about right. So let's just go and see what our crew has to say after that.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Say what you want.
When it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
All good.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when kinetics was running out of first.
It's weird to think that this is all not that far into the future. So these are like a little over 150 years, I think.
After school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Yeah, no. Let's go with this.
Jump Zero is a long way from home. What was it like?
Beats what happened to Jack.
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
Alenko, there's no regulation that says you can't be friends with your commander.
I like that
appreciate
mentality.
that, Commander. I just don't want you to think that I'm a whiner. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
Good to hear it, Gator. Okay, let's go meet Liara. Hello.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
You look
Make
much
sure our
better.
crew's doing
How are
good.
you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
She's the
You're
best.
in good
She
hands.
is the best.
Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
I'm just glad we got there in time.
so am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Okay, so
Tell me about yourself,
yeah,
Liara.
let's learn a little bit more about our girl Liara
I
here.
am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander.
You're 106
I
years
spend
old.
most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
Yeah, so that's why I
You
do
don't
this.
like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part
Except
of
most
growing
of
up.
us don't wait till we're 106.
You share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What?
Just the point.
No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Oh, I love
Calm
Liara.
down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around
I know
other
what you
people.
mean.
Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Do you know why
Learn a
Benezia
little bit
joined
about
up with Saren?
I don't
Benezia.
understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
Okay, then let's learn a little bit
I'd
more
like
about
to know more about
Asari.
the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something
That's
to the
a
greater
good
whole.
outlook on it.
Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Such as...
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
Okay, see, Shepard, you just kind of learned that there wasn't exactly
You know,
a father in the situation,
She
as
rarely
they
spoke of her
understand
partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
I thought you always needed another species to serve as one of the parents.
Think about it, Shepard. If we were not able
Oh
to
wait,
mate with
did I
our
seriously
own
just pick
species,
that option?
we would
Shepard,
have died out
that's-
long before we
yeah.
ever mastered spaceflight and left our homeworld. Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species.
Inbreds.
Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood, though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face. It is a great insult among my people.
Yeah, inbred.
It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
Maybe she wanted to meet you, but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father...
Sometimes exposition goes on for a long time.
Often the partner will pass on long before the
Okay.
child reaches maturity.
I think...
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
He always ends conversation so abruptly. I should go. Liara is such a treasure in this series, and I don't know, she's just so innocent and pure in this one. She is one of the best companions throughout the whole thing go. She's so critical to the story. Like, we would be so lost without her. I don't know what we would do without good old Liara backing us up. Okay, let's... I doubt any of the other companions will have as much to say, because we're not meeting them for the first time.
Commander, how are you?
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Like what?
I want to kill people.
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
That's tough, but you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren.
Oh, that's why I'm here,
He
to keep
actually
you in
taught me
line.
how to becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate, me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can, but Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
See, and then it's one of those cases where, again, I agree with him, but
Just
I
because you
want to
can
make
break
sure
the rules
I'm
doesn't mean you
careful
should.
about not picking renegade
I don't need to
options.
stoop to Saren's level to
I mean, in
stop
this
him.
case, yeah, you
And neither do you,
follow
Garrus.
rules, and
I see what you mean, but
he's free to not to just ignore those rules and do what he wants.
thanks,
So,
Commander.
it's always interesting talking to Garrus.
Commander, you have a minute to talk.
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex.
You got a problem with that,
With all due
bros?
respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
They're all
You don't
good.
trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
Standing up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the council members seem now, if their backs are against the
I don't know
wall,
if they seem
they'll
noble.
abandon us.
You've got a pessimistic view of the universe, Williams.
A pessimist is what an optimist calls a realist. Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog...
Oh, hell no. That dog is coming home with me.
Not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
All right.
Another one of those things. At least it hasn't been as bad this episode than the last one. But this is a
multilateral mission. You're going to have to work...
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
Would you kiss anyone I ordered you to?
That depends, sir. If you ordered me to kiss a superior officer, that would be a violation of the regs concerning fraternization. That would make it an illegal order. I'd be required to decline and relieve you of command.
It would be hysterical if it just ended right there. Okay.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Let's end it on that note. Anything interesting here to say, Rex?
We've got Saren on the run.
Yep.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good? He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would have if I thought it was important.
I think I'd like to hear about it just the same.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
What did Saren want with
Goodbye, right there.
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. A couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out.
Smart move.
To get paid.
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
Okay. Well,
so long, Rex.
That's all he's got to say.
Shepard.
And I know some people may not necessarily want to go through all the little interactions with the companions, but I think they are what makes the series. I think they are by far the single best thing about Mass Effect series.
Shepard.
Oh, what's wrong, Tali?
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth it feels like we're not even moving, and the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
I don't. It's called insomnia.
Silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down. I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard. But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
That's adorable.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about.
You're growing.
A whole new perspective on my people and our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them. But maybe they just wanted a different life.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually. But we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
I should go.
See you later.
I love how he ends every conversation with that. It's... yeah. And they do eventually end up poking fun at that later on. So, alright, well, I think I'm going to leave this video here. Then the next one we'll pick up, I think we're heading to Novaria, I think? But yeah, I think that's a good place to end it on for now. So, yeah, I should go.